Okay, boys and girls, today we're going to get started with lesson 16-3, and this is in your book, page 895. Now, if you notice, I put on 2 lessons for today, and the reason for that is because if you notice, this lesson is about fixed and variable expenses, which is something that we have already done in class, so this is going to help you as a review. So let's get started.
How do you tell fixed expenses from variable expenses? Knowing how to do this makes it easier to manage money over time. Expenses are money spent. Fixed expenses occur on a regular basis. Monthly bills are fixed expenses. Variable expenses do not occur on a regular basis. Car repairs are an example of a variable expense. Jamal's family had the expenses shown in the tents.
Now, this is very important. This is what the whole lesson is about. Expenses, boys and girls, is when we're spending money. So there's 2 different types of expenses. We have the fixed expense that happens on a regular basis. And then we have variable expenses that do not occur on a regular basis. And we spoke about these in class. So bring that to remembrance.
Jamal's family had the expenses shown in the table. What are their total fixed expenses? What are their total variable expenses? You can tell fixed expenses from variable expenses by deciding whether or not the expense must be paid regularly. Find the family's total fixed expenses.
So remember, fixed expenses, that means that they're regular. You have to be paying them all the time. So we look at the expenses here. What kind of expenses do we have to be paying on a regular basis?
Rent and car payment are fixed expenses. Jamal's family had $1,338 in fixed expenses. Why is rent a fixed expense?
So remember, rent and car payments are both fixed expenses because the rent, we have to be paying it every single month. If not, we're going to be without a house. Even the car we have to be paying it monthly because if not, they're going to repossess our cars.
Rent must be paid regularly. When might some of the costs for a home be considered variable expenses? Home repairs or improvements would be a variable expense. Find the family's total variable expenses. Car repair, movie tickets, and shoes and clothing are variable expenses. Jamal's family had $786 in variable expenses. Why are shoes and clothing considered a variable expense instead of a fixed expense?
So remember, guys, variable expenses are the ones that are non-regular. For example, the car repair. The car's not going to break down every single month. So it is a variable expense. It varies, right? It's not regular. The movie tickets. We don't go to the movies every single time. We go once in a while whenever there's a chance, whenever there's money. So it's a variable expense. And then the shoes and the clothing, we talked about it. A lot of us, we buy clothes when we're going back to school, maybe in our birthday, if the pants don't fit us anymore. But if not, we're not going every single month to the store and buying new clothes.
Shoes and clothing are not purchased regularly. Now you know how to tell fixed expenses from variable expenses.
So now we're going to go ahead and go into our packet. We are on 16-3, and we're going to, this is the lesson that they were going over. If you need to make reference back to the expenses, remember that's the money we spend. Then we have fixed expenses. Those are regular. And then the variable are the ones that we don't always do them every single month. So this is the example that was on the video. So I'm going to move over to guided practice question 1 through 3. And it says in 1 through 3, write whether each of the following is a fixed or variable expense. Restaurant bill. Do I go to the restaurant all the time? No. So it is going to be a variable expense. It is not regular. Veterinarian bill. Do I need to go to the vet all the time? No, it is a variable expense. Only when my dog is sick or my cat, Brianna, that's what I'm going to take them, right? Or they need their shots. Water bill. Do I have to pay the water every month? Yes, I do. It's a fixed expense. If I don't pay the water 1 month, they're going to cut the water and I'm not going to be able to shower. Number 4, in the problem on the previous page, if Jamal's family borrows money, borrow is when you go for somebody to lend you money. So if they borrow money from the bank to buy Jamal a bike, would the monthly payments be a fixed or a variable expense? Now, this, boys and girls, when you're borrowing money, this is called a loan. You can have a loan for a car, you can have a loan for a house, for anything. But whenever you have a loan, the loan payment is going to be a fixed payment. Why? It's going to be a fixed expense because every month you're going to have to be paying back the bike until you have finished all your payments. Okay? 5 through 12. In 5 through 12, write whether each of the following is a fixed or variable. Rent, that one's an easy one. This is going to be a fixed expense. It is paid regularly every single month. Car payment, fixed expense. We pay it very regularly every single month. Number 6, money to go to the movie. Do I always go to the movies? No, this is going to be a variable expense. Electricity bill. Now, remember we talked about the bills, utilities. Yes, they're going to change, but is it going to be made regularly or is it going to be non-regular? In this case, we have to pay the electricity bill every single month, so it will be a fixed expense. The amount is going to change, right? Remember we talked about the summer months, or even right now, we're at home more, using more electricity, so the bill's going to be higher than when we are in school. Number 9, money to buy tickets to a basketball game. Do I always go to basketball games? No, not every month. So this is going to be a variable expense. Car repair. Does my car break down all the time? Repair means to fix my car. No, this is a variable expense. Number 11, gas to get to work. Now, do I need gas all the time? Yes, I do. Is the amount of money for the gas going to change? Yes. But do I need to put gas to get to work all the time? Yes. So this is going to be a regular thing that I do. It's going to be a fixed expense. Now, the amount could also be a variable because it will be changing. If I go to, technically I'm going to work to the same place, so the amount of gas would be the same. But remember, if I use my car to go to the store or to travel, I might have to be putting gas more frequently so that it'll vary. Just to keep that in mind. But it is a fixed expense because we're paying it all the time. Gas to get to grandma's house. Now, do I go to grandma's house all the time? No, I do not. So this would be a variable expense. That's what I meant. Between the work and the grandma's house. If we're going to work, this is daily. Do we go to grandma's all the time? No. So that's why work will be fixed because we do it on a regular basis versus going to my grandma's house. I don't go all the time. Turn the page. Number 13. Trevor got $20 weekly. Trevor got $20 weekly, but each week he must buy 2 school lunch tickets. Right there, they're tricking us. Or they're not tricking us, but they're writing 2 in word form. 2 school lunch tickets, which are $4.50 each. How much money does he have left? Left means subtract after his fixed expense. So my total is going to be $20. How many parts do I have? Well, there's 2 lunches and I'm looking for left. So 2 lunches and left would be 3 parts. 1 lunch was $4.50. Lunch number 2, $4.50. This is what I'm looking for, which is going to be left. I can subtract and subtract, or I can add these 2. I can take these 2 and add them together. That's what I'm going to do. $4.50 plus $4.50. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 5 is 10. So I regroup. 4 plus 4 is 8 and 1 is 9. So that is $9. I'm still not done. I need to take my 20.00. Remember, because we're dealing with decimals. And I'm going to take away my $9, which was my total that he spent. 0 minus 0, 0. 0 minus 0, 0. Decimal point, 0 minus 9. We cannot, so the 2 becomes a 1 and the 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 9 is 1. 1 minus nothing is 1. My leftover would be $11. Number 14. Joy shares. Remember, that means gives. $2.25 every week. This week she spent, there you go, clue word, $4.53 and $1.48 and save the rest. Do we know how much she saved? No, it says rest of her $12 allowance. How much did she save? So I'm looking for how much she put away. This is like the problems we have been working on. So I'm going to do my strip diagram. My total is $12. That's how much she got in allowance, 12. Notice that instead of putting 12, I put 12.00 because we have decimals. Now, how many parts do we have? Well, how many numbers do we have? 1, 2, and 3. But remember, we're looking for how much she saved. So we have 3 numbers plus how much she saved. That means 4 parts. So I'm going to break it apart into 4 parts. And it says that she shared $2.25 each week. She spent $4.53. She spent $1.48, and the rest she saved. So this is what we're looking for. How much did she save? So we can go ahead and subtract, or I can go ahead and take all of my parts and add them together. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. $2.25, $4.53, 1.48. I'm going to add them all up. 5 plus 3 makes 8. 8 and 8 makes 16. So I regroup. 2 plus 1 makes a 3. Plus 5 makes an 8. Plus 4 makes 8, 12. 2 plus 1 is 3. Plus 4 is 7. Plus 1 is 8. So how much did she spend? $8.26. I'm looking for the amount that she saved. So I take my total, which is 12.00, and I'm going to take away my total from all the parts, which is $8.26. 0 minus 6, you cannot. So I go and I regroup. The 2 becomes a 1 and the 0 becomes a 10. I regroup again. The 10 becomes a 9 and the 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 2 is 7. 1 minus 8, you cannot. So I regroup. The 1 becomes a 0 and the 1 becomes an 11. 11 minus 8 is 3. So my the amount that she saved would be $3.74. Question number 15. Karen's older brother Rob has a job and drives a car. The money he earned and spent last week is shown. Show how you found each answer. Remember, fixed expenses must be paid regularly. So let's look at our table. This is how much he earned. So remember that he works, he has a job. So this is the amount he earns. This is what he got. He gets $115.26. He has to pay the car payment, gas for work, snacks, movie. So the question A says, what were Rob's total fixed expenses? Let's look at our table. Who are the fixed expenses? Is the car payment fixed or variable? We talked about this. The car payment is going to be fixed. Gas for work, if he's going to work, and that means that he's going daily, that is going to be a fixed expense. Snacks, he doesn't always buy snacks, so that would be a variable. And the movie, he doesn't always go to the movies, so it's also going to be a variable expense. Notice that when it says earned, I didn't put fixed or variable because he's not spending it. Earning means that he's getting money, okay? And when we're talking about expenses, fixed or variable is when you're spending the money, when you're going and buying things or purchasing, the same thing, right? Buying things or you're using your money. So it says, what were the total fixed expenses? For the fix, we had $58.74. And then we also had the $27.50. 4 plus 0 is 4. 7 plus 5 is 12. And I'm going to regroup. 8, 7, and 1 make 8. So 8 plus 8, 16. 5 and 1 make 6. And 2 is 8. So what were the fixed expenses? The total was $86.24. Letter B, what were Rob's total variable expenses? Variable are the ones that change, which was the snacks and the movie. So it was $6.28. And the movie was $6.50. 8 plus 0 is 8. 5 plus 2 is 7. 6 plus 6 is 12. So my total was $12.78. Letter C. If Rob gave Karen $6.50, so gave, that means shares. So she could go to a movie with him and save the rest of his money. How much money did he save last week? So let's think about this. How much money did he spend? From the fixed expenses, it was $86.24. From the variable expenses, it was $12.78. So let's add them up to see how much money he spent. 8 plus 4 is 12. 2 and 1 is 3, and 7 is 10. 6 and 2 is 8, and 1 is 9. 8 plus 1 is 9. So he spent $99.02. That was a car payment, the gas for work, the snacks, and the movie. But I'm not done. It says that he gave Karen $6.50. If he's giving her, that means he's sharing money. So that means that he's also spending it. So he spent $99.02. And I'm going to add the $6.50 that he gave Karen. 2 plus 0 is 2. 5 plus 0 is 5. 9 plus 6 is 15. And 9 plus 1 is 10. So how much money did he spend? In all, he spent $105.52. It says that he saved the rest of his money. So how much money did he save? Well, first of all, how much money did he get from work? $115.26. That's how much money he got from work. I'm going to take away the total amount that he spent, which was $105.52. 6 minus 2 is going to be 4. 2 minus 5 we cannot. So the 5 becomes a 4 and the 2 becomes a 12. 12 minus 5 is going to be 7. 4 minus 5 we cannot. So the 1 becomes a 0 and the 4 becomes a 14. 14 minus 5 is going to be 9. Then 0 minus 0 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. So how much money did he have left? He had $9.74. So how much money did he save? He saved last week $9.74. Question number 16. How much fence would it take to go around the playground shown in the diagram? Now, right here is talking about fence. And it says to go around. If you remember the song, perimeters all around, perimeters all around. Oh, don't you know, perimeters all around. So if I'm going to go all around, that means I'm looking for my perimeter. Add up all sides. It is a rectangle, so if the bottom is 15.7, the top is 15.7. If the side is 3.2, the side is 3.2. So perimeter, add up all sides. So 15.7. Again, 15.7. Then we have 3.2 and 3.2. 7 and 7 is 14. 15, 16, 17, 18. We regroup. 5 plus 5 is 10. And 1, 11. And 3, 14. And 3, 17. 1, 2, and 3. So my perimeter is 37.8, and we're talking about M, which is meters. 17. In June, Betsy paid $68 for her cell phone. In July, she paid $94.10 for her cell phone. How much did Betsy pay for her cell phone over both months? How much did she pay for her cell phone over both months? So month number 1 was $68.26. Month number 2 was $94.10. 6 plus 0 is 6. 2 plus 1 is 3. 8 plus 4 is 12. 9 and 1 make 10, and 6, 16. So she paid $162.36 for both months. Explain whether Betsy's cell phone is fixed or variable. Now, here's what I was talking to you about. Does she have to pay her cell phone every month? Yes. Did the amount change? Yes, it's a variable expense because the amounts are going to be different. But it would be a fixed expense because she has to be paying it every month. So it would be fixed expense. For example, for my cell phone, I pay $80 every month. Every month I pay $80 every single month. So that would be a fixed expense. When it varies, like it did for Betsy, that you have different amounts, that would be considered a variable expense. Okay, boys and girls, I am going to continue to the next page, which is your homework. This is homework 16-3. Now, I did all the other problems with you. Make sure you guys are working on the homework and you're working on them. Yes, I'm not going to pick this up, but it will be on your test for Friday. So make sure you guys are practicing every single problem just the way that I practice with you. Okay? We're going to move over to the next lesson, which will be lesson -4. Let me go ahead and stop the video and then I'll come back